What's up, guys? It's great to see you today. It is Monday, which means it's time for another kind of a weekly update and what's sold on eBay video. I think I had 28 sales this week, so we had a decent sales week this week. If you're new to the channel, my name is Matt. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for clicking on the video. Every Monday I do a kind of an update of what I've sold and how the week went, and I show you some of the finds that I've got throughout the week: thrifting, garage selling, online auctions, storage units, things like that. So thank you for checking out the video. I appreciate that. Some of the weekly news this week. Let's start here on YouTube. YouTube's been going fantastic. The channel's growing every day. We get a couple new subscribers, which is awesome. I did not expect that, so thank you guys very much for that. The videos are getting awesome feedback, awesome comments, so I really appreciate those. I read every one of them, respond to every one of them, so thank you guys very much for that. That's very, very cool, and I appreciate that. What else? Oh, on the eBay side of things, so last week was probably the busiest week that I had in terms of just sales and other things going on outside of eBay, cleaning out storage units, doing all that stuff. This week I definitely scaled back quite a bit. I didn't list nearly as much as I usually do. The sales were still pretty good. Like I said, 28 sales. That's 4 sales a day. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. And and then we hit. I made the goal of $10,000 in sales over my last 60 days. So that was kind of a small goal that I had. The larger goal, I don't want to say the end game goal, but really the main goal that I'm shooting for is $10,000 a month. That's what I want my sales to be at on eBay, $10,000 a month. And of course, I want to grow from there, but that's kind of the goal that I have set in my mind. I'm hoping, in the next, I don't know, maybe 6 months or something, to be able to hit that goal. But again, like I said, we hit the 10K for 60 days, so we've been selling about $5,000 in the last 60 days per month. So that's pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. A little small goal of mine, but like I said, not the end goal, but the next step is $10,000 a month. That's what I want to be selling. So that was pretty cool. Found some decent stuff out at the thrift stores. I didn't go really to any garage sales this weekend. I went to a church sale and got a few things, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, this week I pretty much slacked. I didn't list there very much. I didn't really source a whole lot. I still have a ton of stuff in my death pile I mean, I'm looking around my desk because I mentioned it, but I mean, I've got remotes I still need calculators I need to test and clean up. I've got video games sitting here, cassettes that I need to list. I've just got iPods, CD players. So I got a ton of stuff in my death pile. So this week has been kind of testing things, cleaning things, trying to get things ready to list, I guess. But not a whole lot of sourcing this week. But we did pick up a few nice things, and I want to show you guys what I got. I actually picked these up today. We'll start here. This is a Lego Lord of the Rings set. This is brand new. It's still sealed. Picked this up today at the thrift store it was originally $40, but they had 35% off, so I paid about 26 bucks for this. And I listed it today for $85.95, free shipping. So after I pay shipping and fees and stuff, I'll make about $35 or $40 on this, which, I mean, typically spending $25 to make $35 or $40 isn't really something I typically do. But with Christmas coming up, it's Lego. This is going to sell. Like I said, it's brand new. It's still sealed up. So, I mean, when it comes to something like that, I guess it's a no-brainer. But not bad. I mean, I don't know. And then this same thing, Lego set. It's a Star Wars Lego set. Again, paid like 26 bucks for this. Still sealed. It's brand new, and we're gonna ask $99.95 for this. And again, with Christmas coming up, there's no reason I can't get that price for that. And on this one, I'll make about 45 or 50. So that's not terrible. 25 to make 50. I don't know why I'm complaining. Alright, I wanted to show you guys this. I did not pick this up this week. I picked this up a couple weeks ago, but I haven't like looked into it or done anything with it. I picked this up from a church rummage sale. I paid $4 for this. This is a Magic the Gathering, like a double-sided vinyl sign. This thing is almost 5 feet long, and it's 2 feet tall. So this is the kind of sign you would see like if you went to a store or something to play Magic, or where they sell Magic and stuff, you would see these signs hung up. Like I said, it's a vinyl sign. It's double-sided, which is cool. So it's got a different picture on each side, which is awesome. There's not a whole lot of these for sale. Like, definitely none like this one. This one's, I think, is pretty unique to the ones that are listed. Saw some other double-sided vinyl signs going for this. Seems the price I put on this thing seems crazy, and it probably is. But I put $499.95 on this thing. So am I really going to get $500 for this? Probably not. Probably not. But I do think this is a very unique sign. I'd be happy if I got like 3. If someone offered me, I have a best offer on this one. If someone offered me like $300 for this, I'd probably take it. Again, I spent $4. But this is just a cool sign. It's, like I said, it's almost 5 feet long. It's got these like really heavy duty grommets on it, like that you could hang from a wall, or hang from the ceiling, or put on your wall. It's just cool. I actually messaged my buddy who is a pro Magic player, and I was like, hey, what do you think of this sign? He immediately offered me $100 for it. He was just like, hey, $100? And I was like, well, he started at 40, and I was like, no, I don't think so, man. He goes, well, what do you want for it? I said, oh, I don't know. And he goes, well, how about 100? I was like, let me do some more research. So, if worst comes to worst, and I have this for a couple of months and it doesn't sell, I'll just sell it to him for 100. But I don't know. It's just a cool sign. I wanted to show you guys this thing. He had no idea who this person was. The reason I messaged him was because I was trying to find out who this person is on the end, so I could put that like in the description, the title, to have a little bit more information on it. But he again, he's a pro Magic player, has no idea who that is. So I don't know. I think it's pretty old. The other side's pretty cool. We got this like portal thing here. I mean, it's a very interesting sign. Again, I paid $4 for it, but I wanted to show you guys this because this is probably, if it sells, it's probably going to be the biggest item I've ever sold, and it's kind of a unique piece, I think. Definitely nothing really like this on eBay currently. There are signs, vinyl signs, but none that are double-sided and none that look like this. So pretty interesting. All right, now let's get into what's sold on eBay this week. Like I said, 28 items total. That's 4 items a day. That's, you know, perfect. I'm cool with that. Very, very good day in sale, or a good week in sales. I think my my goal for this month, which I was going to make a video about like the financial side of things and what my goals were for October, but I never did. But just to kind of let you guys in on what the goals were for October, where I wanted to sell 100 items total, and I wanted to sell $4,500 worth of stuff. So $4,500 total and 100 items total. And I think we updated our finances a couple of days yesterday. Either it was yesterday or the day before. It's actually the day before, on Sunday. And I think I was up to like 110 items sold and really like around 4,500. So I'd hit both of my goals for the month already, and then whatever I had sold between Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I guess is the last day of October. So I still got a few more days to add to those totals. So we've had a very, very good October, a much better October than we had planned for. But I will say this weekend was by far the worst weekend I've had, I think, ever reselling. Like, even when I only had a few items in my store, I don't know that I had a weekend as bad as this one. On Saturday, between Saturday and Sunday, I sold 1 item. That's it. That's all. On Saturday, I sold a watch box. Sunday, I didn't sell anything. My wife's like, are you going to sell anything today? And I said, no, I think eBay's closed for the day. You know, they got to have a day off too. So we sold 1 item this entire weekend, which is crazy because I think either it was Thursday or Friday, I sold a ton of stuff. I think it was the day they had the 10% off sale. I sold, I don't know, 8 or 9 items in one day, like on a Thursday or something. So I was really hoping to get, like, you know, a bunch of sales this weekend, but I guess everyone spent their money on the 10% off sale. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, 28 items this week. Again, a pretty good week. Very happy with that. But let's get into it. I'll tell you guys what again, as always, I'll try to remember how much I paid for it, where I got it from, how long I had it, if it was like, if I found the item or if it was something my wife found. So I'll try to give you those bits of information. The things are starting to get to it. It's starting to get to the point where I don't remember. I'm starting to not remember where some things came from or how much I paid for them. But I'll try my best. And then there are some things that I took best offer on, and I will tell you guys that too. I got my phone here to help me with that. So, without further ado, let's go with this. This is a rainbow in my room. It's like a nightlight projector thing. Paid $1 for this at a garage sale, and I sold it for $5.95 plus shipping. I know, big sale this week to start this one off, but you know, it was sealed, it's brand new. I've had this for a couple of months, and so back then I was like really like, oh, if I can, I was really trying to build up my inventory and stuff. So what I realized, I guess that leads into this. What I realized was I was really hell-bent on like, oh, I gotta get listings, I gotta get a ton of listings in my store, I gotta have 1,500 listings, I gotta have 2,000 listings. But what I realized was it's not so much about listings, but buying better stuff, if that makes sense. Like, I want my average sale to be higher than normal. So in my mind, I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. So if I can list one item and make 40 bucks off of it, or if I can list 4 items and make $10 each off of it, so I'm still making 40 off of both, but I'm one of them I'm listing one thing, and the other thing I'm listing 4 things, which, as if you guys are resellers, know that listings take time. It takes time to make listings. So I think that's kind of the strategy. I'd rather buy the one item for to make $40 than to buy 4 items to make $10 off each one, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the direction that my eBaying is heading in. Now, I still will sell, as you guys see through all these videos, I still will sell things that are I only maybe make $10 or $12 on, 15 bucks, and that's cool. I like to sell video games. That's usually things that I enjoy, like video games, stuff I like messing around with, and then I end up reselling. That's usually when I'm buying things like, you know, selling Wii remotes for like 10 bucks when I spend $1 on them. Not a whole lot of profit, but I enjoy, you know, selling video game stuff. So the reason I say this is because this is an item that I bought back in the day when my thought process was the other way. Like, I just need to get a bunch of listings. Let's buy everything. This was brand new. I paid $1 for it, and I sold it for $5.95 plus shipping. That was a long story for the first item that sold for $6, and I'm sorry about that, but here we go. We'll try to speed it up. Alright, this is a Pioneer Black stereo CD player. I don't remember how much I paid for this. I've had this for a couple of months now. Maybe like $4 or $5 or something. I usually don't spend a whole lot on old electronics from the 90s anymore. I'm actually starting to move away from them. I used to buy a bunch of them, DVD, VCRs, these CD players, tape decks, but I've found that it's so risky, you know. When you get it home and test it, you know, half the time the stuff doesn't work. Then trying to ship it to somebody, no matter how well you pack the things, you can't pack what's inside of it. The mechanisms inside are extremely fragile. You know, if the postman's having a bad day, and you know, just so many things could go wrong with these things. They make great money. There's a lot of profit to be made, but I'm really scaling back on selling these big items, and I've done that a lot this month in October. But and my sales have been higher than they've ever been. So I've kind of made the choice that I don't have to sell big items like this to make a lot of money on eBay. Again, a very long story for the second item for something I sold for $39.95 plus shipping. And I got a positive feedback on this one. So it made it to where it was going to go. This is a very clean unit. I like this one a lot. All the buttons worked. All the functions work. As you can see, the LCD looked pretty darn good. Just a Pioneer CD player from the early 90s. It was cool. Alright, bought this from a yard sale for $1. This is Spyro Dawn of the Dragon. This is one of the few Xbox 360 games that have decent value, and I took a best offer on this one for, it's a very odd offer, $31.90. Had this for a couple of months. As you can see, I started it at $39.95. Someone offered me $32 for it, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Again, I paid $1 for this. Got it from a garage sale a couple of months ago. Yeah, the Spyro game has some value to it, so didn't know that when I picked it up at the yard sale. The guy, they had a whole stack of games. I went through, picked some ones out. I saw Spyro, and I was like, oh, a Spyro game, that's cool. It's just one of those titles like buying a Mario game or whatever. Spyro games typically have some value, and this one did, so I was happy about that. Made some good profit. Alright, these are some Sony Walkman stereo headphones. I loved these things. I put them on. I think I mowed the grass in these. Like, I was testing them out. They were cool. Got great reception. As you can see, took a little picture of them working there. That was a good set of headphones. I really liked it from the early 90s. I felt cool wearing them. It's like I went back in time. But I paid $2 for these at a yard sale, and I sold them for $22.95 plus shipping. So, not a bad little sale. And again, had fun with that. Alright, here is a Sega Dreamcast system that I got. Where did I get this? Oh, I got this from the thrift store. St. Vincent de Paul. The lady, I took it up to the front. It didn't have a price on it. It was pretty dirty when I got it. It didn't have a price. The manager came up. She goes, well, I don't know if it works. Are you okay with that? And I said, you know, it's a risk I'm willing to take. You know, I'm, you know, if the price is right, I'll buy it. You know, just willing to take that risk. She goes, well, how about $1.50? And I was like, all right, that's cool. So this is a Sega Dreamcast. This is console. I only sold the console on this one. This is $49.95 plus free shipping. So it cost me about $8 to ship this thing. So made pretty good profit on this one. Again, video game. I tested it out. You can see I put a little picture of me playing Soul Calibur there. But pretty good little sale. Again, when she was like $1.50, I was like, yeah, that's worth the risk. Even I've actually sold one of these broken for like $20. So even at $1.50, if it was broken, it was still going to make some money. And I knew this, and I was happy with that. All right, here's a Nintendo Wii remote. What did I sell this? I sold this one for $13.30. So I took it off for $13.30. I think it made it like around like an even $20 for the buyer. Usually pay about $1 for these, maybe $2 at the most. Again, sold it for $13.30 and plus shipping. So again, not a whole lot of profit, but again, something that I enjoy selling, so I don't mind selling them. All right, this was a really nice sale. Got this from, if you watched the video last week or the week before, from the thrift haul video, this was in there. I didn't at the time really had no idea what it was. When I was at the thrift store, I was not really doing a whole lot of price checking. I think I like quick glanced at this one because I had no idea what it was. But this is a Jabra Pro. It's like a headset for your computer, wireless headset for your computer that you would use with like Skype and stuff. Has a little microphone built in. Has a like a charging station. It's pretty interesting. But this was, the box was open, but everything inside was still sealed and brand new. So I sold it as new open box. And I paid $4 for this, and I sold it for, I think I got the, yeah, full $79.95 plus free shipping. So $79.95 plus free shipping for a $4 item I got from St. Vincent de Paul. Now here's some makeup that me and my wife bought at the Elder Beerman closing sales. Bought a bunch of these sealed makeups. I think we paid like $3 or $4. We have a bunch of these. This is actually the very first one that we sold. We have a bunch of other like colors and stuff. I don't know, but other types. And we sold this one for $14.95 plus shipping. We paid, like I said, $3 or $4 if I remember correctly. We've had this for a couple of months. Like I said, I have a bunch of other types that are just not selling. So at some point, I'm going to put those a little cheaper, and hopefully they'll sell. This is the Newlywed Game. Paid $1 for this. Where did I get this from? Yard sale, I think? Brand new. Sealed. I don't mind buying like brand new sealed board games. I try to steer clear, unless it's like a special board game, I try to steer clear of ones that have been opened, because it's so hard to tell if there's all the pieces are there. Unless it's like a high-end, like I've sold Axis and Allies games and stuff that are opened. Like if it's worth counting pieces because you can sell the thing for $100, that's different. But if it's like, you know, if you can sell it pre-owned for like $20, I typically steer clear of those, because really it just takes it not having one piece for the buyer to go, hey, this wasn't complete like you said. So a lot of risk with those. But if they're brand new and sealed, I'll pick them up. You know, like I said, paid $1 for this. It was brand new. We took an offer on this one, $10 plus shipping. So not a whole lot of profit, but a very easy to ship. 2 pictures. I mean, easy is okay. I'm okay with easy as well. All right, here's some. This was back at, again, you know, think back to the story I said about, you know, buying things just to be buying things to build up my stock, my inventory. This was one of those purchases. Paid $1.50 for the pair, so I'd fit 75 cents to into each one of these, so $1.50 per listing. We've sold them. I think we had like 5 or 6 listings of these. I think we had 5 lots of these, and we've sold 3 so far. So they're selling, but I took an offer on this one, $6 plus shipping. And like I said, I paid $1.50, so I don't know. I made like, I don't know, $3 on this one for $3.50. something like that. Again, back when I was like, my mindset was different back when I bought these. Would I buy these now? Probably not. Probably not. Easy sellers. I was like trying to build feedback. Like, I was thinking in my mind, like, what could go wrong with some eyewash if I sold it on eBay? It would be a chance to, you know, get feedback and stuff like that. Now, I mean, feedback is still important to me, but it's not nearly as important as it was when I very first started eBay. So this was one of the things to build feedback more than anything. All right, here is something we've had, probably the longest item that I've ever had. Like, I've had this for a long time, and by a long time I mean like since the end of June, when I very first started selling on eBay. I think this was one of the first items I ever posted, at like June 29th or something like that. We got this from the Toys R Us closing sales. I think we spent like $3 on this, something like $2 or $3. They were like 95% off or 90% off. It's just like a little car seat stroller adapter thing. Not exactly sure what it does, but you know, it's a baby jogger car seat adapter, single stroller for Chico and Peg Borrego, obviously. So paid $2 or $3 for this, sold it for the full price, $27.95. I have two of these. I had two of these, and like I said, I've had them since the end of June, so we've had them for a long time. In my mind, that's a long time. They've just been sitting on the shelves in the eBay room, you know, hanging out, enjoying life. But now it's off this old global shipping program, which is odd. Can't sell any here in the United States, but this one went across overseas, so that's fine. All right, here's a very nice sale. Oh, does that remind me? Did I move my best sale to the end? I don't think I did. Let's take a look. No. Nope. Spoiler alert. That's the best sale. All right, here we go. Usually I move that to the end, but I forgot this week. But we sold. This was a really nice sale. This is a professional electric stapler. It's like a heavy duty office stapler. When I put a piece of paper in this thing to test it, it sounded like a gunshot going off when it fired. So it was a pretty nice one. Got this from the thrift store, Valley thrift store, for $3, and then I had to buy it. Didn't have a power supply unit, so I had to buy that power supply. I think the power supply was like $7 free shipping, something like that. So I have about $10. And we took a best offer, $80 plus shipping. This again went global as well. So global shipping program, $80 plus shipping on this one. So a good sale. I think the second best sale this week, I believe. All right, here is again another purchase I made. You know, I've had these hats for a couple of months. I've been selling them. All of a sudden, the baseball season's over, and now all of a sudden I'm selling baseball hats. I bought these, I think, in August when the baseball season was still in full swing. Didn't sell any then. That now that baseball's over, I've been selling them for the last couple of weeks. I've just been selling these hats. This is a Chicago Cubs one. I bought these from an estate sale for $1 or $1.25 a piece. I think I ended up with like 5 or 6 different teams, different team hats, and I've been selling them. You know, like I said, a couple of weeks. I sold this one this week. Again, the person left positive feedback. I think on every hat that I've sold, I've gotten positive feedback. So it's very weird, but people are apparently liking them when they get them. Again, paid $1 or $1.25 for this, and we sold this one for $7 plus shipping. So there's that. All right, here's a tennis racket, a Prince tennis racket. I think I watched a video on somebody selling Prince tennis rackets, or saying that Prince tennis rackets have value. This one, I think I paid $4 for this at the thrift store. It was in pretty good shape. It had the original like cover, but it was pretty rough. It was pretty stained up and stuff, so I put that in the description. But the racket itself was pretty good. The grip was pretty good. Probably needs re-gripped, but you know, you could probably use it for a little bit before you had to do that. But paid $4, and we sold this one for $29 plus shipping. And it took, I don't know, like a month and a half, something like that. So it's like out of season for rackets. So I was happy that, you know, when someone offered me $29, I was like, yeah, definitely. So I thought I was going to have that until, you know, next year or something. So very happy with that. All right. This is a Peanuts Hallmark 50th Anniversary Snow Globe. I thought this one, again, would sell a little bit closer to Christmas, but I only had this one for a couple of weeks. Paid $1 for this at a garage sale. The same garage sale that I got all that big bin of Legos that I've talked about in the last, like, 3 videos. Haven't sold any Legos this week. And I don't know if I sold any last week. Maybe I sold one last week. But I've been selling these Legos, and at that yard sale, I got that big bin of Legos. I also got this peanut snow globe. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice, clean. The water wasn't yellowed or anything, so I thought it looked pretty cool. And the musical part of it still worked, so that was cool. Paid $1 for this, and I sold it for $12. Took an offer, $12 plus shipping on that. So not bad. All right, here's a massager. Now, keep an eye out for these. If you can pick these up from yard sales for like $1 or $2, they're not bad sellers. I got $22.95 for this. This is just a Homedics. I think this one has, yeah, it has heat. Some of them have heat while they're heated, and some of them are not heated. But usually they get anywhere between $20 and $30. I've sold some different like brands for much higher prices for like close to $100. But these Homedic ones, like I said, you'll see these out at garage sales, and if you can get them for like $1 or $2, especially if they have, some of them come with like extra little pads that you can put on the bottom that actually heat up and stuff. Those are like, you can get a little bit more for those, around closer to $30. But even these ones that just have the regular pads and, you know, just a regular massager, can sell like you see here, $22.95 plus shipping. Had this for maybe 6 weeks or something. Sold this one. I sold another one coming up here soon too. I think I paid, like I said, $1 or $2 for that one. I think the one coming up I paid a little bit more, and I'll tell you why. But here's a Sony cassette quarter. What did I pay for this guy? Well, I'll be honest, I don't really remember. I haven't had it that long, but I don't remember what I paid for it. It wouldn't have been more than a couple of bucks, that's for sure. But did we get a full price? Yeah, $17.95. This is just a Sony cassette, you know, recorder. I think this one, if I remember, I got this. Yeah, I got this from a yard sale because it had a tape in there, and it was like the little kid, like, had recorded like him talking to his sister or something like that. And it was a very weird recording, but you know, I was testing and I was like listening to it. I'm like, what is going on in this tape? But yeah, I got this from a yard sale for like $1 or $2 or something. Sold it for $17.95 plus shipping. The Sony cassette quarter. All right, here's another massager, the Homedics ones. This one also has a heating element to it. I think I paid, this one came from an estate sale, so I sold this one for $15 plus shipping. I got this for $6 at an estate sale. Went to this estate sale, really weird estate sale in like the middle of the night. It was odd. But you know, a lady was like cleaning out her house or something. She was just inviting people in to buy stuff from her. I don't know, it was weird. But she had this, and I had already had a few of these, and I had sold a couple, and I was like, oh, I'll see what she wants for it. And I think she wanted $7 for it. And I was like, well, I'll give you like $5. It's like the most I'll do. And she's like, oh, come on, man, you don't think it's worth $7? And I was like, well, she's like, oh, I bought it, it was $40 brand new. I was like, well, you know, it's not brand new anymore. You've been using it for years, I bet. So anyway, we settled on $6, and I didn't really even want to pay $6 for this because I knew it would be like a $20 or $25 massager. But I drove like 45 minutes to get to this estate sale. I was like, well, I can't leave empty-handed, so this is what we got. Not going to make a whole lot of money on it, but it sold, so that's good, I guess. It was odd. It was an odd estate sale. All right, here's another one of those, if you watched the last week's video, another one of those Panasonic PNLC1029YA charging cradles. For some reason, guys, these sell, and they sell pretty good. We got $18.95 plus shipping for this one. I have about 40 cents into this, something like that, 40 or 50 cents. Bought a whole big bag full of phone system stuff, headphones and these docks and whatnot in them. I'm selling the phones separately, selling all the charging cradles separately. But yeah, these things have been selling. I sold 2 last week, sold 1 this week. I got 1 left, and I think I had 3 or 4 of these in the past when I first started reselling, and I sold those very quickly too. So be on the lookout for these Panasonic, and it's really just these PNLC1029YAs. I have other Panasonic charging cradles, but they don't sell for nearly as much and nearly as quick. But for some reason, this particular one sells for good money. So again, if I can spend like 40-50 cents and make $18.95 plus shipping, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. All right, here is a Honeywell handheld, it's like a barcode scanner that you would see at a store. Went to a garage sale. I've had this for a couple months now, I think. Went to a garage sale. The lady, I guess her and her daughter had owned a store, and they closed it down because her daughter got pregnant, so she was like gonna stay home with the kid. So they closed the store down, but they had some stuff left over from like when they ran some sort of boutique or something. And they had this, and they had a like a printer as well that this would hook to, and a bunch of like blank paper, like printer paper. So I think I paid $15 for the whole thing, the printer, all the papers, like 20 rolls of paper, and then this Honeywell barcode scanner. And I separated and sold them separate. Sold this for $34.95 plus shipping. And like I said, I had this for maybe a couple of months. So, you know, I may have like, I don't know, $7 into this or something if you split the $15 in half that I spent. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. I was able to plug it in, test it, and, you know, scan some stuff. It didn't really scan anything, but the little red laser light was out there trying to scan stuff. So, pretty cool. Not a bad sale. Alright, here's some speakers that I've had for quite a while, probably 8 weeks or 10 weeks, something like that. Got these at the thrift store. I think I paid $2.50 for the pair of these. I've got another pair. This is the rear speaker pair. I have the front speaker pair of these Samsung speakers. Like I said, I think I paid $5 for all four, so I got about $2.50 into the pair. We sold them for $15.95 plus shipping. Someone gave me an offer of $15.95 plus shipping, and I said, that's cool, sounds great. Like I said, I had these for like 10 weeks, and the guy sent me a message like, "Oh, I appreciate you accepting my offer. I have these, but they blew out, so now I'm gonna have some new ones. It's gonna be awesome." That was a very fair offer, and I was like, "Yeah, I appreciate it, man." Because sometimes on some things, when you accept best offer, be ready for like some crazy offers. I mean, I get offers all the time. Something like $100, I'd be like, "I'll give you 30 for it." Like, what? Huh? What? And then you never hear back from them. So. You know, if you do accept best offers, just accept, you know, be ready for some crazy offers. But this guy offered $15.95 plus shipping, and I was like, yeah, that's plenty fair. I'm cool with that. Alright, here's the one item I sold over the weekend. Was this Armani Exchange watch box. Sold several of these in the past. I have a few left. So we bought these for, I think we paid like $1.20 for these at the Elder Beerman closing sales a couple of months ago. And like I said, I bought a bunch of these and I've sold several. But just been, you know, kind of, you know, like maybe once every week or two I'll sell one of these. I have some other watch boxes as well in my inventory. Seiko, this Armani Exchange, Guess, Bravado, just a bunch of different brands. This is, you know, if you bought a watch and you didn't have a box to put it in, this is what you would buy from the store to put it in. So, sold this one for $16.95 plus shipping. And like I said, I spent like $1.20 on this, and I've sold several of those. So they're doing pretty decent, I guess. Alright, here is a very interesting calculator I picked up a few days ago at the thrift store. I paid, what did I pay for this? $2? Paid $2 for this. This is a TI-84 Plus. This is in pretty rough shape. If this had a dust cover and was in good condition, it would be like a $70 or an $80 calculator. But this one was like, you know, very scratched up on the back, had a name scratched in the top. The buttons were like, as you can see there, the buttons are fading off from just use. I mean, it was pretty rough. The screen, I know I showed a good picture of that. The screen had like some scratches on it and stuff. So this was a pretty rough calculator. But what was nice about this was there weren't any dead pixels. So that's, if you're going to sell these calculators, it's important to, like, you know, make sure the screen, you know, graphs something and make sure there's no dead pixels on there. So it didn't have any dead pixels. The battery compartment was clean. Didn't have any rust or any of the stuff that happens if you leave the batteries in there, oxidation and whatnot. So it had a very clean battery compartment. So it had that working for it. So I sold it for a very cheap price. Like I said, I paid $2 for this, and I listed it for $34.95 plus shipping, so around $40, when usually they sell between $70 and $80. So about half price on this because of the condition. I was okay with it because I only paid a couple of bucks, and this sold within a day of me posting it. Like right when I posted, tons of people were looking at it because they were trying to see, is this guy undercutting by $40 like a really nice one? And like, it got a lot of views, but no one had purchased it. Once they looked, like, checked it out and saw, oh, it's got some really bad cosmetic issues. But finally, someone decided to take the chance on it. So, you know, a couple bucks into $34.95 plus shipping is cool. And like I said, took a day. All right, here's a really nice remote sale that I had. Paid I think I paid $7 for a whole lot of remotes from LookWhatIFound.bid. It was maybe like 10 or 12 remotes. And there was a couple of really nice Sony remotes. I think I sold one in the last video, and I sold one, and then this one here. So out of that lot, I had like 3 or 4 remotes that were like $30 plus, like $30 to $40 remotes. This was one of them. Just a really nice Sony it was just like a VCR remote, I believe. But you know, just a really oh, this is like for like camcorders. It's like a high 8 VCR remote for like camcorders and VCRs and whatnot. It's got that little dial thing on it. It was a pretty interesting little remote. I've never seen anything like this before. Had a little flip top on it. It was pretty cool. It was a very unique Sony remote, that's for sure. But like I said, I paid $7 for the whole lot, so I have less than $1 into this remote, and we sold it for, I took a best offer, $30 plus shipping on this one. So a very nice sale, and I have a couple more of these really high-end Sony remotes. So love selling remotes. Again, it's just another thing that's like easy to sell. You know, pay $1 or less for them. It's just easy stuff, and I'm cool with that. All right, here's a video game I picked up from a really nice. I went to a yard sale, and it was the middle of the afternoon when I got to this yard sale, and it was like, I remember it was like mom and their 2 sons were sitting in the garage having the sale. Looked around. The mom asked me, "Oh, are you looking for anything in particular?" I said, "Oh, I'm looking for video game stuff." She goes, "Oh, we had a bunch, but it sold pretty early." I'm like, figures. And then the son goes, "Well, I've got some like Nintendo Wii stuff inside." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds good. I'd be interested in that." So he comes out, he has like a whole stack. He goes, "Oh, they weren't Nintendo Wii stuff, it was Nintendo GameCube." I was like, "Oh, even better." This was one of the games. He had a whole stack of games. He had some really nice games. And the game on the very top of that stack was Super Smash Bros. Melee, which is like a $60 game, and it was complete. This had the disc in the case, but did not have the manual. So I think I paid like $2 a piece for the games or something. And I think he had like 10 games. I gave him like $20. This was one of those games, Mario Party 7 for the Nintendo GameCube. Did not have a manual. Tested good. The disc was in good condition. Box was in good condition. We got $24.95 plus shipping for that. So paid about $2 for that game. Alright. Here is a Sony Walkman, a CD Walkman. Again, paid like $1 for this at the thrift store. And we sold it for, I took a best offer, $15 plus shipping on this. Just a Sony Walkman. Nothing special. Nothing too crazy. Tested it out, showed the battery cover. Worked good. And it took maybe, I don't know, a couple months to sell that thing. Been around here for a while. Alright. And the best sale of the week, which you guys probably already saw. Spoiler alert earlier. If you saw my thrift store haul video, like I said, from like a week or 2 ago, this was in there. This was the best item I got at the thrift store in that haul. Could not believe that this was on the shelf at the thrift store. This is a Nintendo GameCube Game Boy player. This is brand new, sealed. I paid $10 for this at the thrift store. Again, could not believe this was at the thrift store. I found one of these not sealed a couple of weeks ago at a yard sale. I paid $5 for, and I sold it for $80. So when I saw this sitting on the shelf, I literally was like running down the aisle of the thrift store. It was at like the grand reopening of this thrift store that I go to, and they had just been stocking this building full of awesome stuff for like a whole month before they opened it, because they went from a small building to a much bigger building. So they were filling it up for like a whole month straight, and this was there. I got a ton of great. If you haven't seen that video yet, that thrift haul video, it's a pretty epic video, pretty epic haul. This was one of those things. I paid $170 for all of the stuff that I bought, and I've sold several items out of there. A CD player for $100. That Jabra Pro came out of there, was like $80. I mean, just a bunch of stuff out of there, and this sold for $199.95 plus shipping. And like I said, I paid $10 for this. I kind of wanted to keep this for my collection, but it's just too expensive of a piece to keep. So I was very, very happy with this sale. Hopefully the person who gets it doesn't open it. That's the thing about this. This is this is something that hopefully a collector bought. Hopefully a collector bought this thing and is just going to display it on his shelf as sealed, because that's what, it's just crazy. This came out in 2003, I believe. So it's been sealed all this time. The plastic was in good condition. It wasn't yellowed or scratched up or anything. So it was a pretty clean Game Boy player. And to think with the journey that this thing took to get to the shelves of the thrift store, the fact that it was still in good condition and wasn't opened already, and just it has so much good stuff going for it. I knew I would be able to get 200 for it. I had a lot of people message me about it. You know, I put a pretty high price on this, and a bunch of people messaged me about it, trying to get it for cheaper, and I was just like, no. I mean, I know I can get 200 for this thing because it's such a nice piece. So hopefully the person who got it enjoys it. Hopefully they don't open it. That's what I hope, I guess, is that they don't open it. If they want one to play, they should just buy a pre-owned one, because this thing is too cool to open. But anyway, that's it for this week, guys. I should be having I have a video of a storage unit that I cleaned out last week. That should be coming out later this week. Again, I want to thank all of you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the channel's been growing awesomely. I can't, you know, to be honest, I did not expect it to be going this well. So I appreciate all that. That's awesome. Get a ton of great comments. So like I said, I read all of them, respond to all of them, and I thank all of you guys for the comments, the likes, the subscribes. It's been a great, I don't know, couple of months here on YouTube. So have a great week. Hopefully you guys had a great week of sourcing. Have a great week coming up. Great week of sales. Just, you know, whatever you're doing in life, have a great week. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks.